Hey, what's going on, guys? It's ETA Prime back here again. Today I am here with the UDOO quad, and I wanted to test some benchmarks running on their Android 6.0 build. Now this is their beta 1 build for the UDOO quad, and I wanted to see how it performs. The operating system itself seems pretty smooth, transitioning to back and forth from different apps. It seems very smooth, but I just wanted to show you guys what this thing benchmarks out at. This has a Freescale IMX6 ARM Cortex-A9 CPU. It's the quad-core version. And it has a Vivanti GC2000 GPU with 1 GB of built-in RAM. Has onboard Wi-Fi. The board itself is built very nice. I actually enjoy using the Ubuntu build on this UDOO. It's not quite as fast as other single boards, but it's very smooth and they have optimized it very well. Let's get into it, and the first benchmark I want to test out is Geekbench 3. I have all the other applications closed and I've cleaned the RAM out. I'll fast forward this for you guys. The results are in, and they are looking very, very, very low. To give you an idea, halfway through the benchmark that I ran on the UDOO, I ran the same benchmark on my iPhone 6s, and it finished about 30 seconds before the UDOO did. Now I know the 6s is a very expensive phone. They're getting cheaper, but this is what I have it to compare to. My single core score is 2,528 on my iPhone. My multi-score is 4,399. On the UDOO here, we scored a 294 for the single core, and the multi-core scored a 926. Very low, kind of disappointing. We're going to move on to a different benchmark here. This is an older benchmark, but I have run this on pretty much every Android device that I have owned, and I have a good idea of what a good device should score. Now, a lot of people hate Quadrant, but I've used it since the very first MyTouch came out, so I'm going to run it on here. Now, the screen's going to flip sideways, but it'll flip back when we're done. And we scored a 4,234. That's below the HTC One X. Now, this lists very old Android devices. So we come in a little faster than the Asus Transformer Prime. Still, very low score. Last benchmark I'm going to run here is an Antutu benchmark. Now this doesn't come pre-installed with Google Play, so I had to download this from the Amazon App Store. This is the older Antutu benchmark, which will be totally fine because this is a 32-bit processor. Now this benchmark will give us graphics performance and read and write speed of the RAM and the I/O of the SD card that I'm using. So we're going to click test here, let it run through, and see what we come up with. Well, we had Antutu crash on us. I tried it 2 times and it kept crashing. So we can't run that benchmark. I also downloaded 3D Mark, but it would not load either. So I'm just going to run a quick browser benchmark. Now this is SunSpider. It tests the JavaScript of the browser. It'll use the CPU to do so. We're going to start now and we're going to see if we can finish this test. We scored a 2026. It's a bit faster than the Raspberry Pi 3, but we're also using a different operating system and a different browser. So this browser could be better optimized for JavaScript. So in all, I'd say it actually is about on par with the Raspberry Pi 3. The big thing is UDOO is coming out with their x86 board, which is a Atom X5 single board computer. I've asked several questions about the UDOO Quad on their forum and have received no answer in the last 2 weeks. I hardly got any views on the questions either, so development is coming to a very slow standstill with the UDOO Quad, which is disappointing. If they could have optimized this Android build, it could have been really nice for this little board. Hopefully, we do not have that problem with the x86 UDOO. Now, the x86 UDOO is the only Kickstarter that I've ever backed, and I'm hoping that we get some good development out of this. Now, it'll run Windows and Android and things like that, so I'm pretty sure we'll be able to have a decent lifespan for the board. Well, that's it for now, guys. In my next UDOO Quad videos, I'll be testing video playback capabilities using the browser, Kodi, and Netflix, possibly Crackle or Plex, something like that. I'll also be testing how native Android apps run on this unit. Plus, I'll definitely be making a video on emulation running on the UDOO Quad with their Android 6.0 build. So stay tuned for those. I really appreciate you guys watching. If you have any questions, leave a comment down below. And like always, thanks for watching.